Greetings, hello and welcome once again as we bring you more live action from Germany's third division. An interesting encounter between two very interesting teams in the form of KFC Uerdingen 05 hosting Bayern Munich 2. Two teams who've had, well, similar starts to the season. Bayern Munich 2 perhaps a little underwhelming after finishing top of the table last season. Uerdingen not quite as strong, currently down in 18th in the relegation zone. However, some promising signs in the way they have been playing, but really haven't seen any sort of return for the effort put in so far. That could change today. And what a big 3 points it would be against the defending champions if they can pull it off here in the Merkur Spielarena in Düsseldorf. Captains exchanging pleasantries. Müller and Dorda there. The action about to get underway. And Lucas Bennett, the man in charge of proceedings here on this Saturday afternoon in the Dritte Liga. Stefan Kremer there. Said before the game that it's always difficult to set your team up when you come up against a team like Bayern Munich 2, a team that sees so many changes week in, week out. And then add to that, you've got the international break now as well, with a number of players on international duty, not just for the first teams, but for the under-21s and under-19s as well. Bayern Munich 2, of course, one of the younger teams on average in the league. So always difficult to get yourself right tactically because you're not always exactly sure who you're going to be playing against. There has been some difficult news for Bayern Munich 2 and Tillman, one of their star attacking players, picking up a cruciate ligament injury, which it's going to see him out of action for a lengthy period of time. Everyone here, of course, wishing him all the best and a speedy recovery. Didn't look good when he did pick up that injury last time out, and well, those worries and concerns were then confirmed once the scans came back, and it doesn't look good. It's going to take a while until we see young Tillman back out on the pitch, but when we do, I'm sure he'll be right back to doing what he does best, and that is performing at the very highest level. Early corner here for the home side, Uerdingen. Chance to put the pressure on this Bayern 2. Danger not over yet. Bayern 2 eventually clear their lines, of course. Even with Tillman out of the side, they still have plenty of firepower going forward. Arp showing that he's getting back to his best as well, finding the back of the net in the last game, a 3-0 win against Dynamo Dresden. Dresden, of course, one of the favourites to take the title this season, so that certainly was quite a scalp to take. And of course, Musiala, Kuhn and Diaku, part of a front four. Stiller and Weltsmüller in defensive midfield. The back four from left to right of Lungwitz, Lawrence. Good performance from him against Dynamo Dresden as well. Senkbeil and Weidner. As for KFC, they start with Kiprit up front. Three behind him across the midfield from left to right. Markussen, Wagner in the middle, and Kinsombi out on the right wing. Albutat and Gnase, the two central midfielders, sitting in front of a back four from left to right of Captain Dorda, Velkov and Fechner in central defence, and Schneider on the right with Königshofer in between the sticks for the home side. Hoffmann, the man trying to keep Uerdingen out for Bayern Munich 2. Fechner with the ball back to Königshofer. Stiller. Dayaku trying to make up some ground on this near touchline. Musiala keeping the pressure on as well. A hectic start to the game here. Perhaps an opening here. Not a bad through ball there. He's asking quite a bit of Kinsombi there, who certainly has the pace to get onto through balls like that, but that one just a little too far ahead of the Uerdingen striker. There's Kinsombi again. Decent start here from Uerdingen, plenty of possession, knocking the ball around nicely. Of course, remember, no easy games in this division. Last season, the perfect example of that. The way this season started, it looks like we're probably in for a similar journey, as far as everyone watching is concerned. Everyone will be more than happy to see a repeat of last season. Really went down to the wire. So many options still available on the last day of the season as to who was going up, who was going down, who would claim the title. Absolutely fantastic stuff. One back in a decent position here. That's good hold-up play from Arp, but can't find Welzmüller.
Aber durchaus erkennbar bei Uerdingen der Wille, das Spiel zu gestalten und nicht den Bayern hier den Ball zu überlassen.
Fantastic play again from Lawrence. The big number 40 in central defense, just 17 years old. Jamie Lawrence, German with Nigerian roots.
So, Leon Schneider. Zombie. Bleiben sie immerhin im Ballbesitz. Das war gut gemacht.
Just offside there.
Wagner im strafbaren Abseits.
It's Uerdingen already showing a Bayern too that this is going to be no walk in the park this afternoon. Wagner with a lively start has seen a lot of the ball himself.
Nach dem Abstieg dann aber unbedingt im Westen bleiben wollte. Geboren ist er in Leipzig. Aber die Art und Weise, Fußball zu spielen, hat er gesagt, die ist ihm im Westen doch die liebere. Eine bemerkenswerte Aussage.
Schneider back to Fechner. Königshofer sends it upfield. Lungwitz caught out of position here. Wagner tries to get the low cross in, but it's blocked by Lawrence. Positioned very well, and then Lungwitz brought down by Wagner. Probably a little frustrated that he couldn't fizz the ball across the face of goal there and find a teammate. Can complain all he wants, but that's a foul all day long, I'm afraid.
Gestern Geburtstag gehabt, 46 Jahre alt geworden.
Holger Seitz turned 46 yesterday. The man in charge of Bayern Munich too. Probably one of the more difficult jobs in the division, which not everyone would really agree with initially. You'd think, well, taking over Bayern Munich too is probably one of the easier tasks the manager can have Germany's third division. However, with the ever-changing squad, it's difficult to really settle into a starting 11. You've got to be able to adapt on the fly, and Bayern Munich's start to the season here was probably the prime example of just how difficult it can be. It's been a bit up and down. It's had a bit of everything. They've scored 5, conceded 5. They've had wins, losses, draws, everything. That makes it that a little bit more difficult to find a bit of momentum and rhythm. You never really know which players are going to be available to you. Every weekend you go into your next game. Senkbeil. Stiller back to Senkbeil again. A good layoff from Arp. Up with a wonderful free kick goal. Dynamo Dresden.
Dieser Saison, da sie das Gesicht der Mannschaft ja auch ein bisschen verändert haben. Sich das verändert.
3-0 the final score last time out.
Da sind sie wieder sofort da.
It's a very, very convincing display, has to be said.
Dann lösen sie das gegen Nicolas Kühn im Verbund.
Dresden did give them a good game. It was the efficiency up front that really sealed the deal.
Gerade der Nase, den wir da gesehen haben, das ist
Not to mention a solid performance from the two central defenders, the partners in crime, in action again here today as well. Lawrence and Senkbeil. Of course, with Richards now being called into the first team, it has opened up opportunity for young Lawrence to come in and impress, and well, he certainly settled in straight away. Get the feeling they might see plenty of action this season. Important tackle there, Musiala then picking up the pieces. Some ball out wide, here's Dayaku. Tries to cut it back, but Dayaku in an offside position. Another player who scored against Dresden coming in from that wide left side. And, a little bit of help from the keeper when he did score. But did all the hard work first to get himself into that position, and really is a live wire out on the wing. Very skillful player. Play there from Stiller, Lawrence. The pass back to his keeper. Senkbeil. Kühn had a little more time than I probably thought he did there. Could easily brought that ball down and then brought it up into play. Could have done with a shout from his number 9. Here is Kühn again now. Coming back inside, Ledsmüller. Switches play out onto the left wing, finding Dayaku. There's the overlap from Lungwitz, but situation read very well. The Uerdingen defense. Zombie tracking back and helping out. Dayaku looking to muscle his way past two Uerdingen players there. Stopped in his tracks, but is picked up by Musiala. Dayaku again. Looking for the 1-2 with Stiller. Not quite coming off as Lawrence does really well. Just 17 years old, but he has a big frame and a powerful young man, using that upper body strength to shield the ball that time.
Uerdingen.
Lovely first touch from Musiala. Has a bit of space to work with here as well. Just slows things down. Welzmüller. Kuhn with the early cross, but Diaku just stuck in the mud there. Putting the brakes on his run, and he kept it going. He might have found himself in a goal-scoring position there, but Bayern Munich too now starting to settle into this as well. And you can see Coach Stefan Kremer there asking his players to exude confidence and not show this Bayern Munich 2 team any respect. Certainly started that way, but the last 5 minutes have certainly belonged to the visitors rather than the home side. Starting to look more and more dangerous here. Oh, through ball, but just a little too much mustard on that one for Diaku. Very nearly came off though. I think it was Arp who decided to just let it run through. Smart play from the Bayern number 9. A show of pace from Kinsombi. Decent cross in as well. Kinsombi with the final touch there, but that was a good little burst of pace and a very good cross as well. Didn't have too much to aim at in the middle though, but Senkbeil doing very well to get there ahead of the striker and make the clearance. Lawrence pulling that one out for a corner. Had to get a foot to the ball. Fechner with a lovely ball over the top. And a look at the pitch in that far or near corner. It's looking too healthy, really. Kinsombi with a delivery in towards the near post. Lawrence saw that one late. Got his knee to the ball, but it wasn't the most confident of clearances. Chance now for Uerdingen. Try and put Bayern under some pressure. Just over a quarter of an hour gone here in the Merkur Spielarena. Welzmüller, the captain's armband, definitely the more experienced of the bunch in this otherwise very young team. Almost 10 years older than most of his teammates. Markussen running into trouble. And up, chesting the ball down, and then receives a little shove in the back as well. Velkov with the challenge.
Wir vermissen die klaren Torraumszenen. Wir vermissen Abschlüsse.
Some decent football being played, but no clear-cut chances so far at either end.
Gibt es das erste Mal ein bisschen Unruhe? Okay, gehört dazu. Senkbeil.
Senkbeil to Lawrence.
Jamie Lawrence. Wohin?
Jamie Lawrence looking for options. Goes for the long ball in the end. It's a good one as well. Slightly better touch from Kuhn, and Munich might have been in with a chance to create something in that final third there, but didn't quite work out.
Noch die Bilder gesehen von der Platzpflege. Ja, das ist ja Wahnsinn. Sieht ja von hier oben sieht das aus wie Kuhfladen.
The pitch really isn't looking too healthy, is it? That's going to make it difficult to keep the ball down, and string together a number of passes without it bobbling up and away from the player. If it's looking like that and just over a quarter of an hour into this game, it does make you wonder what it's going to look like late into the second half. And could the pitch perhaps have a part to play here today? So far, both teams struggling to really create any real chances. It does have that feeling of a game where a mistake might come into play and be the reason we see one team breaking the deadlock. Certainly does feel like a goal that needs a game, or a game that needs a goal, excuse me.
Aber mit solchen Tricks wird natürlich auch mal gearbeitet. Holger Seitz, er macht es nur ein Jahr, den Trainerjob hier bei Bayern 2. Einfach auch, weil kein Nachfolger gefunden wurde für Sebastian Hoeneß. Jetzt haben sie ein bisschen Zeit. Er macht jetzt halt.
The Seitz there, of course, taking over from Sebastian Hoeneß. The plan is just for the one season. Of course, depending on how well he does, that could change, of course.
Dann lieber noch mal den Kopf hochnehmen an der Stelle.
Lucasson with a half chance there, found himself in a good position, but decided to take the ball away from goal rather than trying to get a shot off.
In Rostock erstmals gespielt, direkt 90 Minuten.
Weidner brought down there on that far side.
Boah.
Should I say, hacked it down really. With a heavy challenge there from Albutat. Every time a challenge does go in, it seems to be taking a big chunk of the pitch with it as well. Interesting to see how this unfolds, because I've got a feeling the pitch is seriously going to play a part here.
Also gegen den Ball stimmt es absolut, passt es richtig gut bei Uerdingen. Die Bayern finden hier noch kein Mittel, durchzukommen.
Bayern going into this game mid-table in 8th.
Spielt sich auch viel zwischen den Strafräumen ab. Jetzt da 20 Minuten gelaufen sind.
Uerdingen, as already mentioned, with just the 1 point so far.
Auf die warten wir ja noch. Aber die
once again here, you can see they're playing some decent football.
Jetzt vielleicht mal
just haven't really gone their way so far. Kinsombi tries to create some space for the shot. His effort blocked. And just about clear their lines. Kept in play though, perhaps another chance. Nope, it will be a throw.
Das sehe ich von hier oben natürlich auch nochmal einen Ticken besser. Wir sitzen ja in Düsseldorf hier relativ weit oben. Da haben wir den Präsidenten, Mikhail Ponomarev. Schaut, was die
Ponomarev, the president, in attendance today as well.
Die Ansätze wie gegen Rostock gut. Gustav Markussen sorgt auf seiner linken Seite schon für Unruhe.
Markussen there, the number 18. Good performance from him against Rostock. Again, it was a game where Uerdingen, in the end, being disappointed because the effort put in, well, was where it needed to be, but didn't really get anything from their efforts. Muller gets back to his feet after what looks like a bit of a knock to the head or face. They're able to continue though. So almost 22 minutes gone. Relatively evenly matched encounter so far. Still no real chances though. Yeah, it is one of those games that's on the brink of coming to life, but yet to really do so.
Immer wieder die langen Bälle als Mittel bei den Gastgebern.
Surely a handball there.
Ja, würde ich auch sagen, dass das ein Handspiel war. Lukas Behnen hat kurz abgewartet.
Fechner just slightly misjudging it. It came his way and then stopped it from running through with that left or right arm.
Guter Einsatz von Leon Schneider, das war auch wichtig.
Schneider with an important clearance there inside his own penalty area.
Den Ball weggrätscht. Weil ich behaupte mal, dass Leon Dayaku da nicht lang gefackelt hätte.
Dayaku doing a good job of getting in behind the defender. He's finding those pockets of space. If his midfielders can find a way to get him the ball. You get the feeling that it's Bayern 2's best route at the moment. It certainly seems to be where they're finding enough space to create some chances, but they still haven't been able to create any so far. It's with the throw. Musiala forced back into his own half.
Enorme Laufleistung, auch bei Christian Kinzombie. Bin gespannt, wie lange das durchhält. Aber mit Mike Feigenspahn gibt es ja einen ähnlichen Spielertypen auch noch auf der Bank. Das ist übrigens ganz interessant. Der KFC Uerdingen hat ausschließlich Offensivkräfte auf der Bank. Mike Feigenspahn, Kolja Pusch, Riyad Kubilja, Hans Anarab, Ali Ibrahimai und Heinz Mörschel. Da haben wir sie dabei.
We have the KFC bench. It's a very attack-minded substitutes bench. So
vielen Dank. Und ist ja eigentlich kein Ersatzmann.
Kremer with plenty of options going forward. Should he feel the need to call upon any of them. The amount of energy and effort that Kinzombie has put in early into this game already. You do wonder how long he can keep going at the pace he has been. Should he run out of fuel? You do have the likes of Ibrahimai and Push, Marshall, just to name a few. Can come on and do a similar job.
Also auf engstem Raum, wie es dazugeht.
Good hold-up play again from Arp. He hasn't had too much to really work with in terms of going forward and trying to get a shot on goal, but his hold-up play with his back to goal has been very, very good. Decent layoffs for the overlapping teammates. The whistle does eventually go for a foul by Kuhn there.
Aber natürlich auch das ein sehr kräftezehrendes Spiel.
Schneider on the receiving end.
Schneider da getroffen.
It was actually Musiala that made the challenge, I think. Kuhn just trying to get out of the way of the falling Schneider.
Das tut weh. So, haben wir wieder das Duell.
Exactly look pleased, does he, Haggeseit?
Hier gleich gegen Kühn und Weidner. Und jetzt das Abspiel. Warum spielt er den nicht? Tim Albutat stand doch nur 2 Meter entfernt.
Markussen a little fortunate to be fouled by Kuhn there. He needs to be getting rid of the ball and finding a teammate a little quicker than that. Everything just a little bit slow and lethargic. Not just for Uerdingen, but for Bayern as well.
Aber immerhin die
Dead ball situation, perhaps. The best route to goal on a day like this. Musiala, Kuhn and Dayaku in the three-man wall. Kinzombie and Markussen standing over the ball. Kinzombie with the delivery. It's a good one as well.
Abseits.
Now offside the decision. It was a fantastic delivery from Kinzombie, a slightly better timed run. And a marginally better header. Uerdingen could have had their lead.
So, morgen ab 13:45 haben wir ein schönes Spiel für Sie bei Magenta Sport. Viktoria Köln gegen den FC Ingolstadt. Ja, da weiß ich doch schon, was ich morgen
once again.
mache nach dem Frühstück, nach dem ausgedehnten.
Looked very solid again. Another good turn by Musiala. Again, just holding on to it a little too long. Both sides, you feel, need to just add a bit of pace to their passing. Decision making is a little slow at both ends as well, and just a little bit of a lack of creativity. As Tayaku tries to shimmy his way past the defender, but Schneider doing a good job of staying with his man and only going to ground when he really needs to and is convinced he can make the tackle.
Also so ein Leon Dayaku muss dann nicht nur den Beinen des Gegenspielers ausweichen, sondern auch
You wonder if there'll be any pitch left by the end of the game.
Kurven im Platz.
You can see what Dayaku is trying to do. The cross from Stiller, finding him at the near post, just trying to glance it on into that danger area. Not quite making the contact he was looking for, though. There's the Austrian goalkeeper, Königshofer. He'll take the goal kick now. Half an hour gone, or just about.
Und ja, Torchancen. Fehlanzeige hier in der Merkur-Spielerliga.
No real chances for either team.
Verlebten ruhigen Nachmittag und auf der gegenüberliegenden Seite rund Torben Hoffmann genauso. Die beste Chance hat.
It's not uncommon that a game takes a while to get going, but
vereitelt, weil davor Leon Dayaku gut gegrätscht hatte.
I feel
ansonsten geht das über
both teams just haven't really gotten going yet.
Hinaus bislang.
As the clock ticks away, you start to wonder if either will.
Es ist nicht einfacher, der Rasen hier in Düsseldorf in sehr schlechtem Zustand.
Conditions not really helping anyone's cause.
In den Zweikämpfen, die Einstellung stimmt absolut. Die kleinen Bayern finden noch kein Mittel, wie sie da mal durchkommen können. Und wenn, dann wird es immer vereitelt. Bis jetzt. Bei Uerdingen auffällig Gustav Markussen, der Neuzugang aus Dänemark, auf links, und auch Christian Kinzombie bei seinem Startelfdebüt in dieser Spielzeit. Engagiert und emsig dabei. Hier haben wir Gustav Markussen, den Dänen. Also der
just seems a little too cautious on the final third and going forward.
Aber oft haben wir eben auch diese Ungenauigkeit in den Szenen.
Game is just begging for an individual to try and just take a risk.
Auch verhindert.
Try something a little different. It's a little too straightforward at the moment and a little too easy to defend. Musiala does continue to drop deep. You can tell he's trying to do what he is best at, and that is get on the ball, run at defenders, and create openings. Now perhaps a chance. Oh, fantastic challenge there from Markussen.
Und auch das war wichtig, dass sich da in den Ball geworfen hat. Also das wird Stefan Krämer definitiv gefallen.
Well out of position.
Weidner will den scharf reinspielen.
Looked like it came off his arm or his fist there, but it was close to his body.
Gibt die Ecke, kommt von Welsmüller. Diesmal ist Wagner derjenige, der sich da
counter-attacking chance here.
Die Möglichkeit zu kontern.
Kipritz
gegen Stiller.
Looks to try and keep carrying the ball forward. Does well. It's back into the middle. You see the ball just bobbling up and down off the surface. It's really making life difficult for the players.
Aber da war auch allein auf weiter Flur. Da war keiner, der
Musiala
seinen Rettungsanker,
a little too slow to get rid of the ball.
Uerdingen setzt nach. Kinzombie.
Think over the top for Kinzombie to chase, but
Kurz mal die Seite gewechselt mit Markussen.
Hoffmann will get there first. There again, plenty of space out there. Hoffmann getting the ball to Weidner as quickly as possible, but Weidner then just slowing things down and just taking too long.
Wir hören das immer wieder hier im Hintergrund, die
Siala
sind hier direkt im
looking
Einflussbereich.
for Dayaku with the cutback inside, but unable to find him. Now come
Was Sie jetzt gerade gehört haben.
Uerdingen in the other direction. Zombie has moved out onto the left for the time being.
Ein kleiner Passagierflieger.
Looked like he was just winding up for a shot there, but ball taken away from him.
Und auch diese Möglichkeit wieder verpufft.
I suppose you have to give credit to both defensive lines who hardly put a foot wrong.
Okay, also ich will mal ganz ehrlich sein, ich gebe es offen zu, ich habe es mir ein bisschen anders vorgestellt hier, diesen Fußballnachmittag bis eben. 34 Minuten sind gespielt, Torraumszenen haben wir noch nicht gesehen. Zumindest nichts, was man als Highlight irgendwie abhaken könnte. Aber jetzt vielleicht mal.
Siala
Hat mal viel Platz jetzt.
Weidner.
Schaltet sich mit ein. Oh, das war schlecht von Kinzombie.
Kinzombie, the dummy in.
Und dann Gino Fechner in höchster
Fizzes
Not.
one in towards the near post. Dayaku, the closest to it.
Verhalten von Christian
Fechner
Kinzombie.
able to get the ball away from danger.
Da springt er einfach ins Nichts. Und dann hat Gino Fechner die Übersicht.
Zombie with the striker's attempted a block there.
Aber da sieht man auch mal, wie schnell solche Fehler dann bestraft werden. Also du musst wirklich in jeder Sekunde hier 100% wach sein. Gerade wenn du natürlich so technisch beschlagene und so handlungsschnelle Gegenspieler hast wie Bayern 2. Wenn wir Stefan Krämer sehen.
Stefan Krämer will probably be relatively pleased with his
10 Minuten noch.
side's performance, especially defensively. Of course, we've mentioned that already. They've been able to match Bayern 2 player for player so far.
Brauchen wir definitiv nicht.
Well, you do feel that Bayern 2 are nowhere near top gear yet, and if they find a way to shift into that top gear, then Uerdingen might be in a bit of trouble.
Markus.
So far,
Ambitioniert dabei.
no sign of that happening, really.
Mit Kiprit. Da hat er kurz überlegt, ob der wirklich für ihn sein soll, ob er damit gemeint ist, ob er den Ball hinterhergehen soll. Ja, ja, der war schon für ihn. Aber den zu erreichen war schwer.
Again, another example of Bayern 2 just lacking creativity and running out of ideas far too early into this game. Long ball over the top for Dayaku really is last resort, you feel. Müller eager to take the free kick quickly. Still into the feet of Kuhn, but a difficult one to control there for the forward player.
Also es ist ein Geduldsspiel, was wir hier haben, und ja, auch die Bayern werden weiterhin Geduld brauchen, müssen Uerdingen einfach immer wieder bespielen. Wir haben es gerade gesehen, wenn dann der eine sich nicht optimal gegen den Ball verhält, dann ergibt sich schnell mal eine Möglichkeit.
At the moment, you feel the game playing into the hands of the home side, Uerdingen, who certainly haven't come into this game thinking they were going to
Uerdingen musste es nach
play
vorne.
Bayern 2 off the park and outscore them on the day.
Zielstrebiger spielen.
Set themselves up for the counter-attack, looking to get
Das gleiche Problem, was man
bodies
gegen Rostock
behind the
schon
ball,
erkannt hat.
win in defence, make life difficult
Jetzt vielleicht
for
mal
Bayern to try and frustrate this young side, and
mit Gnase.
working out so far, and then they need to be clinical when the chances do come their way.
Verbuchen wir das als Möglichkeit.
Unable to do so there though.
Jetzt einfach mal auf. 38.
Dorda with the low cross in towards the near post again. No one there to latch onto the end of it though.
Initiiert das selber. Doppelpass alleine, vergiss es. Und das ist dann letztlich keine große Prüfung für von Torben Hoffmann. Wollte da Mohamed Kiprit erreichen.
Was trying to find Kiprit there, the front man.
Du musst durchlaufen, dann bist du auch da.
Kiprit just putting the brakes on his run. I think that's what Dorda was hinting at there. He's like, just got to keep going, come on.
Der Gastgeber, die jetzt auch wieder gewechselt
Just a little lackluster.
Auf die linke Seite und Zombie zurück auf rechts.
Bit of a mixed bag for Bayern 2. 4 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses in their last 10 performances. Certainly lacking a little bit of consistency this season. Just 1 win in the last 10 for Uerdingen though, so an afternoon like this, a real opportunity to kickstart their season. 3 points at home against Bayern Munich too. Really could be that catalyst that they are looking for. Give them something to really build on.
Kein guter Ball von Welzmüller. Muesala setzt gut nach.
Musiala does well to win the throw there. Referee just stop to play there for a moment.
Angelo Stiller hat
Looks like Stiller
ein Problem.
a bit of a problem, but he is back on his feet and able to continue.
Hat was abbekommen? Ich habe es jetzt gerade nicht gesehen in der realen.
Didn't quite see what happened there.
War auf Muesala konzentriert und begeistert. Wie der sich
He's
verhalten
up.
hat. Mehrmals nachgesetzt.
Quiet performance from the Bayern number 9 so far after a very convincing one against Dresden. And to be fair, 2 up, he hasn't had a lot to work with really.
Querpass vom 16er, wenn dahinter keiner mehr ist und nur mit Kiprit in der Nähe ist. Haben sie nochmal bereinigt gekriegt. So, derweil wird es auf dem Düsseldorfer Flughafen wieder spannend. Da ist gerade ein Flieger abgehoben Richtung Frankfurt. Louvel Air.
Good, spreads it out wide.
Airbus
Longwitz
A320.
to Dayaku. Cushioned header down from Kuhn there, nowhere near Musiala.
Da haben wir ihn. Louvel Air. Und in ein paar Minuten ist er dann auch schon in Frankfurt, sehr wahrscheinlich. Kann nicht so lange dauern.
The planes taking off, of course, with Düsseldorf Airport just round the corner. Kiprit, well, misunderstanding there.
Einmal mehr gesucht.
Making the run in the wrong direction. Quite on the same page up front so far.
Und hat auch schon in den ersten 5 Saisonspielen, die er für Hertha ja noch gemacht hat, ich habe es vorhin gesagt, in der Regionalliga 3 Tore erzielt. Also der weiß definitiv, wo das Tor steht. Aber wenn ich mir die Mannschaft hier auch so angucke auf dem Papier, das ist eben auch eine ganz junge und neu zusammengestellte Truppe. Kinzombie 21, Markussen 22, Fridolin Wagner 23, Nase 23.
With Kiplit joining from Hertha.
Und jetzt muss auch mal Lukas Königshofer
Joined by Push, Markussen, Oyen and Jurius. Plenty of new faces in this Uerdingen side.
Gegen Rostock einmal mehr ein sicherer Rückhalt gewesen. Also die Uerdinger Mannschaft ist nicht
as is
so
always the case, it will take them time to gel, but in a league like the third division, you don't really have that much time. And Kuhn comes flying in there. He did play the ball, but it was a bit of a wild and uncontrolled challenge and could have ended quite badly. It looks like he took a bit of a slip there as well, which made it a two-footed challenge. That could have gone very south very quickly, but gets away with it in the form of a yellow card.
Aber es sah brutaler aus, als es ja gemeint war.
By no means intentional though, as a result of that slip. So yellow card, probably the right decision in the end. Now up. Finally with a chance to try and run with the ball. Zombie. The challenge from behind. Ball played according to the referee. Up, still down.
Abgeht immer noch. Hätte gerne einen Freistoß gehabt. Und Holger Seitz fragt auch nochmal nach.
Holger Seitz certainly thought it was a foul on his number 9.
Tja, der Ball gespielt.
But Kinzombie playing the ball. Nothing wrong with that, and well spotted by the ref.
Markussen vielleicht mit der Möglichkeit.
Markussen with the best chance for Uerdingen so far. Fires the ball straight into the face of Weidner. Courageous block from the Bayern defender.
Ja, der Ball. Wenn ich das richtig gesehen habe, aus nächster Nähe, spürt er noch.
Still feeling that one.
Dennis Weidner, 19 Jahre alt.
Off the chest and into the chin. Painful one to say the least, as Kinzombie
verlängert bei den Bayern.
sends one into the box here. Fechner on the volley there, not an easy one to take. Uerdingen finishing the first half on the front foot, but it's a first 45 that has been lacking in more departments than just the one. Difficult surface to play on, and a real lack of chances at both ends leaves us at 0-0 as both teams head down the tunnel. Let's hope for a little bit more action and perhaps a few goals in the second 45 when we return. So welcome back for hopefully a slightly more entertaining second 45. If anything, with a few more chances to score at either end. Both teams really struggling in the final third. Slightly more promising finish to the half from Uerdingen. Plenty of possession for Bayern too. The pitch, of course, not really helping anyone's cause and making life difficult for both sides in terms of creating chances, keeping the ball on the ground and having it played to feet. It's a difficult task at hand for both sides, but you do feel there's still a lot to come, especially from Bayern too. Whether or not they can bring it here in the second half, well, we'll have to wait and see. They do have a few options on the bench as well, especially the new signing, the young French player Remy Vita, who does play as a left wing back. 19-year-old that joined from Troy. Might see him in action and see him make his debut with Bayern 2. mentioned the attacking options
Geht zunächst auf jeden
Stefan
Fall
Krämer has on the bench.
temporeich los.
Uerdingen.
Mit Kühn.
Here is
Jamie
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Playing the ball over the halfway line and into the Uerdingen half. And Lundwitz. Dayaku inside to Musiala, lets the ball run across his body very nicely there.
Ja, da war jetzt mal ein bisschen Platz.
Müller.
Da sind sie
Right
nicht
to
so nah dran.
Weidner, this is a little more promising from Bayern 2 already.
Musiala.
Musiala,
Lässt dort
still
aber ganz schön
Musiala,
viel
doing well, penalty surely.
Und
Well,
Lukas
he's told to
Wehner
get
sagt,
back up. I tell you what, I think the referee's got that one wrong. Yes, the ball did slightly get away from Musiala, but there was quite clearly contact on it. Let's have another look at it here. Well, there was definitely contact on the left foot. Does he go down a little theatrically? Yeah, perhaps. But quite clearly a stamp on the toe there. And that should be a penalty. Well, already more to talk about here in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. Hopefully, that will set the standard for the rest of this second period. Bayern 2 quite clearly getting a talking to at half-time, and Holger Seitz, I'm sure, will not have been happy with a lot of that first half performance. Nowhere near what he considers should be the norm for a team like this, regardless of how young and by definition inexperienced they are. But Musiala with a lovely little solo run there, drawing in all the defenders, and should have really had a penalty if you ask me. Well, hopefully that little burst of pace and action inside a penalty area is the sign of more to come. There's Musiala, the Bayern first team's youngest ever debutant and youngest ever player to score a goal in the top flight as well. Has seen plenty of chances to impress in and around the first team already. And with Malik Tillman now out for possibly the majority of the season, eyes will be on Musiala to try and step up to the plate and take on the responsibility. Well, the more you look at it, the more clear it becomes. That was surely a penalty. And Ganaze getting away with it. I almost feel perhaps if Musiala would have been a little less dramatic in the way he went to ground, would have been more of a clear-cut decision for the referee. Perhaps not helping himself there, the young frontman. Bayern 2 already looking like they've got more of a plan, more confidence going forward. Here is Arp and does well to win the corner. The Seitz will want to see more from his number 9 in this second half as well. Especially with the way he started the season. It's definitely been one of the shining lights in what has been a bit of a mixed bag of games. Uerdingen on the back foot here at the start of the second period. Good first 5 minutes from the visitors. Lawrence always an option and a target with his height and power. Does get to the ball there and up on the volley. Just leaning back slightly, which meant it was never going to come back down, but got plenty of power behind the shot. Had that have been on target, well, Königsdorfer might have been in a bit of trouble. Fechner with the long ball forward. Kipritz bringing it down, but going back from an offside position. Weidner to Diaku. Bayern 2, absolutely dominating possession since the restarts. Good ball back inside to Stiller. Little back heel. Ball finds up. Lovely ball to Weidner. This is much better from Bayern. Diaku tries to get the cross in. Dorda, who lost his footing there, manages to get the block in anyway. Decent layup here. Shot blocked. Danger not over yet though, as Lawrence keeps the move alive. Wonderful ball, and I think it's come off the shoulder. It's been that sort of game, but Diaku will take it, as will Bayern 2. And what a ball that was. Absolutely sublime. And I'm pretty sure Diaku was trying to head that, and it came off his shoulder. And his fortunate shoulder guiding that ball into the far corner. I think he was trying to head it down into the near one. Absolutely sensational cross from Lawrence. And that will be one of the strangest goals Diaku has scored. It's his second of the season. He was a little fortunate with his goal against Dresden. He was absolutely fortunate with his goal here against Uerdingen. But by God, that was the goal that this game needed. Sensational start to the second half for Seitz's team. Now, could the floodgates open? Uerdingen are going to have to do something to try and get themselves back into this game now. Going to have to drastically improve their performance here in the second half. Very slow to get going. Almost caught off guard by the injection of pace that Bayern have brought into their game now. Moving the ball far quicker, movement off the ball has got a little bit more urgency in it as well. And it's paid off straight away. Holger Seitz getting his halftime team talk spot on, it would seem. Zombie with a chance. Well, and it almost bobbled straight into the path of Markussen there, who I think was slightly surprised that it did come his way in the end. No one closing down Zombie. Lawrence really needs to be getting out to the Uerdingen number 11 a lot quicker than he did there. Weidner putting the ball out for a corner in the end. Quite literally a game of two halves here, in more ways than one. Dorda with a wonderful ball back into the middle. Kinsombi sent out wide. Lawrence missing the header there, but thankfully Hoffmann was just in his shadow there and able to come out and collect the ball. Musiala again. Just drifting past defenders. And not a bad effort at all from the talented number 37. This game certainly has come to life now. Much to the delight of everyone watching, I'm sure. Uerdingen starting to look a little more lively now as well. Kiprit doing it very well, cuts it back. A little too far back, really. Through ball, chance now. And it's 1-1. Uerdingen have their equaliser. And it's Kiprit, who has really struggled to find any sort of way through all afternoon. Bayern not getting rid of the ball when they needed to. And now Kiprit has his second goal of the season as well. What a difference the half-time has made here. Fantastic ball to find him. Wagner with the through ball. And Kiprit, cool as a cucumber. Side foots it into the back of the net. Well, 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 game on. Here in the Merkur Spielarena now. Dorda down the line to Markussen. There's Wagner. What a reaction from Uerdingen. I think I'm right in saying that most had the feeling once Bayern got that first goal, it was going to be a very, very difficult second half for Uerdingen, but they've done ever so well to get themselves back into this. Complete miss hit that time from the Uerdingen captain Dorda. Stefan Kremer as lively as always on the sideline. There's Dorda. Koff with a lovely ball, spreading it out wide. Not a bad cross in. Markussen doing his best to try and get there ahead of Hoffmann, but the Bayern keeper with safe hands on that occasion. Half an hour still to go. A much more open game. Far more easier on the eye. Baku. Can't find Kuhn on the edge of the penalty area. Schneider with the clearance, puts the ball out of play for a throw. Drop of the shoulder there from Weidner as he heads back inside. Lawrence under pressure from Kinsombi. Does well to find Lungwitz now. The left back powering forward. Manages to win the ball back. Could have gone down there. A little niggle on his ankle. Stays on his feet though. Now here's Musiala. Musiala certainly brought down. A free kick in a very promising position here. Could it be the number 9, Jan Vita Up, who might step up and try and make it 2 goals from 2 games from a dead ball situation? Certainly looks like he's going to take it. Doesn't know how to hit them. Still there with him, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Up taking this one on. Top left corner against Dresden. Can he find the target here against Uerdingen? Well, he was going for that top left corner again. And the wall just about getting enough on it. He knows it was close and it looked like it was going to be on target. So the time for Uerdingen to make a change here. It's going to be Markussen coming off, push on in his replacement. Or as his replacement, should I say. Dordan brought down by Arp. Both teams displaying exactly what was missing in the first 45, which is a little bit more courage going forward, more willing to take risks. It really has paid off at both ends. Bayern taking a quick breather at the back before they power forward once again. Up looking for Kuhn with the ball through the middle. Well, that part of the pitch, really a difficult place to try and control the ball. Which has led to a bit of a scramble here. It's Bayern who come away with it, if only for a moment though. Superb ball there from Stiller. And given away cheaply. Chance for Uerdingen now to try and catch a Bayern out of position. Kinsombi. Kinsombi! Well, it was a very good ball there, and Kiprit at full stretch just couldn't get a toe to it. His game has drastically improved as well. Not an easy task, of course. Kiprit, not the smallest player out on the pitch at 1.82 meters, but has been battling it out with the 2-meter Lawrence time and time again, which is always going to be a difficult one. He's starting to figure out a way of getting himself into some goal-scoring positions. Good closing down from Musiala there. An even better ball. He's Uerdingen on the attack again. Decent that little cutback there. Al-Butat deciding to let it try and run through his legs, but dealt with well by Bayern. Klemer, always with a little smirk or grin on his face. He absolutely loves it there, doesn't he? One of the most enthusiastic managers you'll find in the division, as Timo Kern comes on to try and add a little bit of experience to this Bayern 2 team. Kuhn, the player coming off. Müller to Musiala. Musiala on the move again. This has so much pace, too much pace for Uerdingen to deal with at the moment, as they have to bring him down once more. Ganaza quite clearly trying to get both hands on him. Valkov and Wagner finally do find a way to stop him, but it's not a fair one. Stiller and Welzmüller will try and swing this one in. Headed clear, Stiller will let it run out of play. Sankpile. Timo Kern has just slotted into central midfield since coming on, as he'll try and influence that part of the pitch. Kiprit picking up a yellow card for that late challenge on Sankpile, just as he sent the ball upfield. Closer look at it here. Just catching him with the follow through and that trailing right leg. Zombie doing well. play there from Kipritz. The best ball out wide there, but it's worked out well. Clash of heads there on the edge of the penalty area. Kinsombi, lovely control as he plucks the ball out of the air, and then Doda just not really getting enough pace or direction on that effort. An easy save in the end for Hoffmann. Another look here. Well, definitely not a foul. Senkbal not leading with the arm or anything of the sorts. Simply just a clash of heads and a painful one. Slowly but surely heading towards the final 15 minutes here. Well, in a game that didn't look like it was going to produce any goals whatsoever. The way it's unfolded here in the second half, you'd be surprised if there wasn't a winner. Question is, who's going to score it? Could be either side at this rate. Things have just slowed down a little now, though. It looks like Uerdingen going to be bringing on Mike Feigenspan, their number 9. First time he's coming from the bench. It's normally his job to be out there right from the get-go, and it's Kinsombi who's taken his place in the starting lineup today. It's been a decent performance from Kinsombi. In a slow first half, he was probably one of Uerdingen's better players. Hasn't been too bad here in the second as well, perhaps just running on fumes at this stage. And it certainly is the right time to bring on a player who can get you a winner in the form of Feigenspan. So Kinsombi will slowly make his way off the pitch as he breathes rather heavily. But really has put in a shift for his side, and much appreciated by his manager as well. Feigenspan joining from Eintracht Braunschweig in the summer. Big things expected from their new number 9, and well, he could certainly make some headlines here if he can come up with Uerdingen's second goal. Decent ball over the top. Kipritz will pick up the corner for his team. Funny how football works sometimes, especially for strikers. Kiprit with an extremely quiet game up until he put it past the keeper and into the back of the net, and since then he's looked extremely up for it and a lot more dangerous every time the ball comes his way. He's been making better runs, finding the channels. Certainly kept in play. Well, it almost just bobbled right into the path of Schneider there. He's just waiting to pull the trigger. Morata looking for the long throw here. Feigenspan. The block there. Right to the midriff, just winded slightly by that one. Decent effort there by Lawrence. Now perhaps the opportunity for Bayern to. Müller sends it out wide. And Diaku with a few step overs, and then the attempt at a cross. Blocked and put out of play. Visitors with another corner now. Stiller's cross. And Bayern will head all the way back to their keeper, Hoffmann. Sees options out wide, able to find one in the form of Diaku. Oh, just a little too close for comfort, but one back well. There's Weidner, Musiala there in support. Weidner decides to go it alone. Plenty of other games being played this afternoon as well. Plenty of goals being scored. Didn't look like that would be the case here today, but that second half really has been a welcome change to proceedings. 1860, 4-1 up against Lübeck. Dresden getting their season back on track, currently leading against Magdeburg. Mannheim winning away from home against Kaiserslautern. Big result for them if they can see that one through. And Hansa Rostock and SC Verl going head-to-head in a 2-3 scoreline in favour of the visitors Rostock. Only Türkgücü Munich against Wien. A game without a goal so far. To the final 10 minutes we go. Both teams are looking to snatch all 3 points now. Normally, perhaps at a later stage in the season, Uerdingen might be happy with the draw, but I think they can sense that it is there for the taking. side gonna have to really stay concentrated right until the end here. Frustrating afternoon for Arp. Hasn't really had a lot to work with. It's been a bit of a lonely afternoon up front for him. Oh, lovely little flick on there by Kipritz. That will be an Uerdingen throw, and very likely be another long one into the penalty area. Cheeky little nutmeg there from Kipritz. He's certainly enjoying himself now, isn't he? There's the long throw in towards the near post. It's come back to Kipritz on the volley. An audacious effort from him as he looks for both his and Uerdingen's second of the game. A ball into Arp again, just not accurate enough. Arp felt he was being pulled back there. Musiala sandwiched in between two Uerdingen players. Lawrence then gives away a silly free kick. Push the player brought down, and he's wriggling around in pain. Didn't look like there was too much in the challenge, but Lawrence will see yellow for it. Be interesting to get another look at that. I'm not quite sure he necessarily makes too much contact with him. It's enough for a foul, definitely. Slight push in the back, but Push, I think, making a bit of a meal of that as well. Perhaps falling awkwardly. Don't want to take anything away from him. So Feigenspan, the substitute with the delivery. It's not a bad one either. Well, the scramble just in front of the face of goal there could have very easily gone south for Bayern. No one there to stick out a foot and try and toe poke it past Hoffmann. Four Bayern players there going to head the ball. Lack of communication. There's Musiala. Dances his way past two players. Wagner then brings him down, and that's a straight red card for Wagner. Well, he looks absolutely bemused by the decision. A yellow card, definitely, because he was nowhere near the player, and quite clearly his only intention was to bring down Musiala. Let's have another look at the challenge, though. I'm not sure that's a straight red, really. Was it dangerous play? Was he looking to injure the player? I'm not so sure. It's quite a harsh decision. And I do feel for Wagner here. It's just one of those professional fouls where you're happy to pick up a yellow card, stop the counter-attack. It would seem that Lucas Bennett, the referee, felt it was, I can only imagine, a foul looking to intentionally injure Musiala, which it most certainly was not. Well, that really has thrown a spanner into the works. It hasn't stopped them from powering forward and looking for a winner here. Oh, corner is the decision. However, the Uerdingen players, and Feigenspan especially, thought there was a handball involved there. It's two decisions now that have gone against the home side. Let's have another look at this here. Feigenschmann has a look up. Tries to play it into the centre there. The replay not really clearing things up. And a golden opportunity for Velkov there, the Bulgarian, rising above the rest, but just couldn't head the ball down. Ball still in motion as the free kick was taken. Looks like there might have been a foul in the penalty area there, so even if Velkov would have found the target, doesn't look like it would have counted. Oh, can Bayern 2 take advantage of the extra player here in these final few minutes? Punched away by Königshofer. You wouldn't be able to tell that Uerdingen are down to 10. Sometimes attack is the best form of defense, I suppose. Arp goes down, Arp gets the free kick. Albutat frustrated by the decision. Well, an interesting final 10 minutes. Luca Ben and the referee. All in all, it's had a good game really, but there's been one or two decisions that, as far as I'm concerned, he's gotten wrong. I felt Musiala probably deserved to win a penalty when he was brought down early into the second half. Not quite sure Wagner deserved to be shown a straight red for his tackle just a few moments ago. Certainly been a lot busier in the second 45. And a lot more to think about. I'm sure he'd have been happy for the second half to unfold the way the first did. Would have been quite a comfortable afternoon and an easy day at the office, but it is rarely the case here in the third division. Wow, Timo Khan with a free header there, was leaning back, which is always going to make it difficult to generate any sort of power or direction. Königshofer happy to see that one come straight down the middle and into his hands. Ball given away cheaply there, Stiller to Khan. Redsmüller. Dayaku. Looking for the 1-2 with Stiller. Doesn't quite come off. Lawrence sends it back out wide. Long bits to Timo Khan. Looking for Musiala in the middle. Uerdingen get it clear, but can't keep it in play. Throw in taken quickly. Through to Weidner. Coming together though between Dorda and Musiala. I think Musiala penalised for the foul on the Uerdingen captain. Musiala having to deal with a little bit of cramp. And the referee stepping in. Into stoppage time here, just over a minute of that still to go. Musiala in need of some medical treatment here. Will make his way off the pitch here. Just right of the Uerdingen goal. So Lenny Borges getting ready to come on as Musiala will go off. And the sights not willing to have his team down to 10 men, even if it's just for these final few seconds. Well, is there one last chance in this game? Kiprit does well to win the free kick. Uerdingen perhaps with one last chance to try and launch the ball forward and somehow get a winner. What a winner it would be as well, now down to 10 men. Lawrence with the clearance, and that will be the end of it. Well, an underwhelming, to say the least, first 45 minutes here in Düsseldorf, but the game really came to light, or to life should I say, just after the break. Leon Diaku with a fortunate opening goal, but Bayern 2 could only hold on to it for 5 minutes before Mohamed Kiprit then found the back of the net to level things up, as KFC Uerdingen and Bayern Munich 2 share the spoils here on this Saturday afternoon. Make sure you join us next time when we bring you more action from Germany's 3rd division. Until then, take care.